Hi, I'm going to create a quick and quirky Christmas table centre for you. So the ingredients for this arrangement are a lovely quirky square stoneware pot. I've obviously got my tools ready, my florist scissors and my knife, some sticks to secure the candle with, pot tape, skimmia, lovely purple carnations, some glitzy silver baubles already prepared on sticks, some glitzy pine cones, a chunky church candle, some two-toned pink and lilac roses, and a selection of foliages. So I'm going to start off by securing the candle into the design. Now the sticks I showed you earlier on is what I'm using. These are just any random old stick that you could save from your baubles that you might have cut off or your pine cones that you've cut off. And the easiest way to do this is to get your pot tape, your stick attached to the candle, and then all you do is secure it like so. Leave a little gap, get your next stick and secure that as well. Leave another little gap and get your final stick and secure that as well. Now usually when I'm doing round candles, big fat chunky ones like this, I would use 3 sticks rather than just 2, and that stops the candle from pivoting around into the design. And once all your sticks are on, all you've got to do is just go around a few times with your pot tape to secure the candle properly. And when you're then finished, you place it directly into the center of the container, and there you go. That's really nice and firm, properly secured. Now you don't need the wick to be as long as this. You can actually take a little bit off the wick because otherwise it's just going to burn your candle down even quicker. So the candle in the center of the design, and then it's time to get the foliage put in. Now I'm using a selection of foliages. The first one I'm going to start off with is the Nordmann spruce blue pine. Now a lot of people don't strip the stems off the pine, which makes it really difficult for it to go into the foam. So it's really important that you end up stripping the stems down so that you get a good clear stem going into the design. After you've done a few arrangements, after you've stripped an awful lot of pine, you'll find that your fingers kind of get stuck together, which can be a little bit tricky. But lemon juice is quite a good way of getting your fingers freed again, or otherwise just washing your hands with pure fairy liquid. So as you can see, starting this on one half of the design, and then the rest of my pine is going on the other half. I've chosen a square container because it just makes it a little bit more interesting than a round pot. I try not to go for anything that's too glitzy container wise, because then after Christmas you can also use it for another type of arrangement. I think a glittered pot tends to be a bit of a one-trick pony. You can only use it one time, and that is for Christmas. So try and find some pots that you can use outside of Christmas as well. But you can use any old pot that you've got sitting around the house. Anything can look festive once you add a few baubles and glittery bits into it. So here you are, that's my pine into the design. I've also got some lovely cupressus. Look at this gorgeous curly flavoured conifer. And that one we're going to just clip down. So quite like these lovely curly tips. If you're going for something that's going to go upright into your design, try not to put it too close to the candle, because you will actually set fire to your masterpiece otherwise. Now this I'm only going to put on one side of the design. So just want that little bit of texture there. See how that's coming together. Then I've got my lovely skimmer. Skimmer is a real sort of stalwart on the old foliage front at Christmas. It's really lends itself to give that Christmassy feel. And as you can see, I'm working with a knife. It's really quite easy, makes me work very quickly. And when I'm working in the shop, obviously speed is of the essence. I do have to get the arrangements done as quickly as possible, because especially at Christmas time, the orders just start to mount up. So spreading my skimmer around the design. And then I've also got some lovely acacia, otherwise known as mimosa, but this one is not actually in flower yet. And that just gives me a really different texture. Something a little bit quirky. At Christmas, you've got more than enough to do, cooking the food, laying the table, preparing the house. The flowers have to be quick, simple, quirky, with maximum effect. So just by putting the foliages in this, I really like this as it is. I don't actually think I need to put any flowers in, but obviously we all do to get the colours to go through. Now, a lot of people think of reds and golds or reds and silvers at Christmas, but you can also go for a different colour palette. Now look at this gorgeous carnation, absolutely beautiful, lovely deep purple. And I think that goes really nice with my cerise rose and my cerise pine cones. But it also blends well with the traditional red. So put a couple of them on this side, and I'm going to put a couple of them on the other side. And then my roses. Now again, using a rose in foam is great. The closer they are to the foam, the longer they'll last. So by pushing these really deep into the foam, they're going to be going right the way through Christmas. And even if they do start to go a little bit crisp, you're not really going to notice like you would in a vase, because all the beautiful foliage around them is really enhancing the overall appearance of the design. And then finishing off with my little bit of glitz. Couple of pine cones on this side. And a couple of pine cones on the opposite side. And then Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without a sparkly bauble. That gives it that festive feel. So these are great. These are just an ordinary mixed pack of baubles, and you get some of every texture, which just work really well and enhance the design's appearance. And there we are, our quirky Christmas table piece.